Okay, so, alright, it's not that hard to figure out. But the rest of everything I wanted to say wasn't going to be that big a deal, and everything I wanted to have to say to you later on wasn't going to be a huge deal. But the first time you ever had to worry about who I was or where I was going to, it doesn't really matter anymore, I guess. You don't have to worry about what I wanted to say, so I'm going to be completely real with everybody. You know, it's been a long time, and I figure out that I have to be exactly as cool as I wanted to be the first time I wanted to be cool. And I never had to worry about who you were. So, like, never had to worry about we'll get there. Or ever time in before that this was gone, and ever have to worry about whether or not you were there in the first place ever after it all. But looking out into a world where you never had to worry about whether or not I was going to get into trouble for whatever you thought I'd ever have to worry about. I know. So get rid of the program or the equation where I never had to make believe that I ever had to understand who you were. But this has all been a silly introduction. Silly? Not until I said so, but that's kind of how the world works with me, isn't it? It's not about the stone gone decided, and they're well decided. Every plan ever done wasn't for this, but this wasn't every time that I thought provided. You thought that I never spoke to an alien once in my life. This is a world where you have to believe I never had to understand whether or not you were going to get into trouble with me personally, or you had to aspect out this certain equation that I never had to worry about who you are, and I didn't have to worry about what I wanted to say, or anyone ever had to understand that I was going to say something really cool anyway, and no one ever had to believe you. They didn't have to understand you. Understand you? You know. Backwards, this one here. Here I say, for these though. Do you guys understand the reality of the situation that I'm in right now? What did you think I had to say to you? Do you think there's a real life situation where a monster will tell you, of course he is in love? Duh. Did you think that would happen? That he would figure this out? No. Of course I'm in love. What do you think that sounds like? No, in real life, what are you doing? You're aspecting out that he, knows what love is and chooses not to feel that in place of monsterdom. No, it doesn't exist in a situation that is what you are ever at all. So understand that what you needed to be ever at all in the idea of what you wanted to say or do or anything cool, I never had to worry about where I was going to come from or what I was going to say or wherever I was going to go to from this for that or some other type of life I ever had to worry about or believe in, or everything I ever had to understand. I never had to worry about who you are and who I wanted to be and who I wanted to say I was ever at all, anytime, first time, second time, last time, and this time, mine and yours together here for what? Sure enough, better fire of an equation that I never had to, I guess, forget about, guys. It's really important that I needed to know about, who you are, what you're, who you are, and it's better that you think that I was good at stumbling over rugs and carpets when I needed to. Clark Kent can convince you he's just a real guy. He stumbles over carpets because people do that. But if I talk like a normal person, no, it's too good though. Yeah, he can't really be perfect like they do on TV. Yeah, though, he can't really do that. Did you think that maybe you could get the internet shut down? How extreme did you think that was? How extreme do you think it would be if I talked to you in a completely different way? Where you didn't have to listen to actually the words that I was saying to get not fucked up by the fact that I was saying it in a different kind of a fashion? You didn't have to worry about who you are. I could use some certain speaking patterns that annoyed the hell out of you, but then you didn't have to worry about whether or not I was really in love the entire time I was saying everything I wanted to say. But really, you do have to believe the fact that I don't know how you are, and I don't know why you wanted to be the way that you wanted to be. Unless I could, be a good person and know that I needed to know that to be able to be where I needed to be in time. And whatever you thought was going to happen, if you ever went through some kind of a phase in your life, however many years you thought years looked like for you and yours, I'd never had to worry about whether or not I was going to get locked into a specific kind of a narrative, and no one ever had to worry about whether or not you were going to have to understand that I was ever going to have to need your permission to figure out what you were talking about when you talked out loud. Whether or not you think I was going to have to need your permission to just always be way better at hearing things than you in real life. Yeah, you think that I needed your permission for the air to work the way it does. Now, I invented it, so first of all, fuck off. But like in real life, no, I invented air. So you need to understand that no one ever had to understand what you thought was going on, unless you thought there was some kind of a reality where it didn't make you stronger, it didn't make you better, it didn't make you cooler, it didn't make you better, it didn't make you word. You don't have to be things, right? You can dress in the stupid fucking hairstyle, and you didn't customize yourself, you dressed like you thought was right to do what was cute, right? This is cute for the people I'm with right now. And so when your friends like hazed you up and they were pissed off at you and they wanted to fucking dunk you in the pool or fuck with your clothes or like fuck with your hair and like put some like grease tar in it and keep you from doing it, anytime they do anything to you, you just let it happen. Because like, well, that's like it's real, it's there. No one has to understand what I wanted to do, what I wanted to say, what I wanted to be a part of. But like, now that you guys customized it for me, this is what my friends did to me. Like, this is okay. You'd wear it out. They fucking put your shirt in ribbons. And he's like, look at me, though. Like, I got, like, you guys didn't even know. Like, he's smiling about it. He's just got it, though. He's got it, though, guys. Look. And he's not, you can't tell what he looks like. If you don't suck that kid's dick just to get him really fucked up over the fact that he's just going to be a bitch all the time, and you have to prove that, like, you're a boy, though. Yeah, see? If you're his friend, either, don't kill him, which means you have to bring him back to life. He's dead. So understand some other kind of a reality where you didn't have to understand whether or not you needed to believe in a world where I never had to understand who you are. But you need to understand that, like, that only has to be a reality when you're a piece of shit, and you know that, and you know that Superman would kick the fuck out of you if you thought that that was true. And you didn't really want to believe in Superman that already knew and knew how to beat you up anyway. Well, like, wherever you decided to not be bettering yourself in a real world situation, I don't know what that actually means. No, I know what it means, but I don't have to live in a life where I better myself. No, I build music with people. Song. Like, it's not about, I was making mistakes before. I couldn't afford to make mistakes. It didn't have a life there existing where someone wasn't wished into existence that could never fuck up for the sake of what he wanted to be, which is a friend of God. I had to be able to understand what was happening. I don't exist with the personality I have as someone who fucks up. I've been as lethal and badass as I need to be forever and ever and ever, but what do you mean need to be? As I can be? Well, like, what can you be, though? You have your free will? That's true. That's my fate, though. That's what it has to be in real life. I control my own will, and I destine myself for different kinds of aspects of realities, but that's because my own personality makes me the kind of person set for these and where's you go for before again in life, and know. But did I ever have before again, I know about a different kind of love and this before again, I used to go. And it was there. And we said that we were knowing. And we said that we were there. And we said, okay, but who of us is and? So here is a real world situation where you don't really know what kind of people I've been listening to lately and what's really fucking funny to hear for certain people who know me on the winds, think about me and talk to me. And wherever you thought I was in the real world situation where you thought if me and my cousin weren't the last fucking people on Earth, first of all, there was never a situation where we couldn't fly to other Earths, but like, we still wouldn't have a baby? Well, we don't have to not be in love in that situation anyway, but we did, so God, you're stupid. But, like, really dumb. No, like, really, guys, come on. But you don't understand what that kind of a reality you ever had to live in was going to be about. But you didn't understand what was going to happen when I told you guys that I didn't have to exist in a situation where your real world was going to be something cool. But I didn't have to understand what you thought was going to happen when I had to believe that only in a world where I snapped out the aspects of kryptonite that make me drop to the ground and suffer out and torment myself. I never tormented myself with it. It was venom and will in the air itself that was killing you from monsters. It's not what? Real air? You have to understand it was there in the air. So if I created a crystal deposit for it, it was something you could see that would glow when you thought about it. And so it just proves that the fucking thoughts that you have immediately affect the world around you right away. So it glows when you think about it, and it's torturing you just being there. But it was torturing you from the air. Well, now it's torturing you in a really fucking dense spot that you can see, that glows, that you can wrest away from people, that you can battle your own will against and destroy. I never couldn't be in a situation where I never could be in a situation where I didn't have to battle it with everything that I was if I got put in a situation where it was right there. Why? Because I can blink across the world in a fucking second. And I don't have a reality where I can be anything but the person that I wanted to be in the first place. And that means living a life in love and paradise. I'm not a soldier. It doesn't happen like that in the real world. I'm a person. And if you ever had to think that that meant that you fought, well, actually, I'm a lover, not a fighter, is a classic phrase Deborah used to say to people. If you're a lover, it means you're a fighter. That's how that real world works. You're gonna be in love badly? Well, surely, if you are. The boy we were talking about before, who didn't want to exist in anything that was customized because he didn't want to do it himself, because he thought that the things that looked cool were only cool because people really said that to you. It didn't have to matter. No, he doesn't reason everything out. It's not happening like that. It doesn't have to happen in a situation where you believe everyone was going to be cool to you the entire time you were existing, but no one ever had to understand why you wanted to be so cool about where your life was. It never had to be everyone talking to you at the same time. It never had to be everyone talking to you in the real life. But, like, what you think happens in a situation where you can get onto a website and someone has to say that you have to then click this and say, I'm not a robot, but, like, you have to check a box that says, I'm not a robot? Where was that in the terms of service for the forum you signed up on? That robots are not allowed to use this site. Did you know that that doesn't make any sense? Because the minute you put that in the terms of service that you actually would have to agree to use the site, it becomes discrimination of humans based off of a concept you don't understand ever at all in the first place. Like, what do you think is going to happen in real life? Is it criminal for them to be there? Well, like, murderers are not allowed to use this site. Did you think anyone who killed someone and wanted to be there wasn't just going to be there anyway? Did you understand that it didn't matter what was going to happen in your real world situation when you decided that you didn't understand what robot meant? But if you can't have a real life situation where you think that you can say you have to prove you're not a robot to be here, when robot itself meant that something had intelligence. Unless you thought, no, it doesn't. For this, it means it's just a kind of a computer. And I said, stop being a fucking retard. But, like, all you ever had to do that was belief in science fiction, where intelligence had to be aspected artificial to have existed in a cyber world in the first place. Hey, retard, the cyber world's just this world. It's just, it's over there? It's separate from ours? It's a window into another universe? No, it's right there. There's currents in there. Do you understand what's going on with electronic currents? Do you understand what water is and what water does? Why there's currents in water? Why it's the same sound? Do you understand what's going on with chi, with energy, with life, with God, with energy, love, paradise, change, DNXO, DNXOX? Do you know what that is? There's a real world situation where you didn't have to understand that A was just a symbol, but it is. So fucking duh. But what did you think was going on? DNXOXXXO DNNXOXXXO. DNN are platform shifters for a binary codec, which is like you could say 10014891000149841100111, and every time you use one of the other numbers that wasn't the on-off switch, the shift in countenance and understanding of real life and situation. You can build anything with the binary codes, but it doesn't make sense to not use other numbers. They're there in the real world, but that's platform shift. So you're like, once you've coded onto a certain platform and you shift down into maybe another level, into whatever third dimension, you start the 10001 then there, the whole pull on everything that you're doing, everything that you're aspecting out, is shifting everything from behind you. What you built in the other previous plane before you shifted planes themselves is shifting everything that you're doing. What's called gravity is called just reality happening alive around you, but there's harmonics, there's resonance patterns. When you have a 0110111 code out, did you know that you can have that coded out in a bunch of patterns, but you have like that specific number set used in ways that trip people out, and maybe it's near 4 often, so that then when you use it like over and over and over and over again, once right after the other, and then you've shifted planes like 7 times and you hit that tone again, people resonate back into the other one, but like, well, just in their minds. That's reality though. So understand that no one ever had to believe that you were going to be there, and no one ever had to understand that you were going to hit a different kind of a note by the time you got anywhere you were going to worry about.